welcome to the Stitching Ewe and More podcast. I'm Amanda, also known as Little Panda 518, and I would like to welcome you to episode 22. I finally remembered to say the episode title. It is not title, episode number. Today is October 25th, 2015, and I have been planning all day to record, and it's now the evening, but here I am. I am back to my 2-week schedule, hoping to stick to that, so yay. I would like to thank all the returning viewers for coming back and watching, and if you are visiting for the first time, thanks for checking me out and sticking around. You can find me on Instagram as Little Panda 518. That's also my name on Rav. And my Facebook group, or my Facebook page, is Stitched Together, which is kind of my podcast, part Etsy, kind of everything all wrapped up into one. And you can, it's actually facebook.com/stitchtogether4g. And that is also my shop on Etsy. So I think that's kind of all the places to find me kind of thing. So I kind of have lots to show today. Really wasn't planning on it. And then I kind of got on this whim and just went with it. So I'm going to start with finished objects today. And I'm pretty proud of myself because I have a double-digit faux. Totally was not planning that. So, but one thing I do want to show you is I meant to have these on the sock blockers already. Since I didn't bring them last time when I finished them, I wanted to show you guys my gummy bear socks, since you guys haven't seen them in their glory. And they're a little crazy because I've worn them a couple times since they've been done because they're super comfy, and oh my gosh, next time Knit Picks brings back Felici, I'm going to buy as much as I possibly can because I absolutely loved working with this. So they're a little bit stretched out because, like I said, I've worn them a few times. And there we go. And I have 2 sock blockers now, which I'll explain a little bit more about that later. But these are my gummy bear socks. I'm a little closer to the camera than I normally am. So it's my regular 64 stitch sock cuff. No, these I did toe up. These are my first toe up socks. So my first toe up 64 count. And I did my 20 inches ribbing at the top with my Fish Lips Kiss heel, which that's my favorite all-time ever heel. So I didn't count these in the faux for this week since I had them done last time. But I am pretty proud of this next pair. I was working on the Hermione Everyday socks because I am partaking in the O Loops Harry Potter cowl. And for the month of October, I was part of the Gryffindor house, so the challenge was to knit something related to whatever house you were in. And since I was in Gryffindor, Hermione, of course. And I've knit a pair of these before, and my sister actually has them. They were her graduation gift. So I don't like very tall socks anyway, so they're kind of shorty socks, but that's perfect for me. These I did cuff down, my 64 count, and I really love, there we go, you can totally see the pattern on there. And when I posted these in the FO thread for the Harry Potter cowl, someone said they looked like mermaid scales, kind of. And that's pretty true to color right there, which I think is pretty cool. So that was my October main challenge. And I did, sorry, I have stuff everywhere, y'all. I did extra credit for the Harry Potter cowl for October. And it was just, it's for Hagrid's mystical creatures. And so I made a voodoo doll, which his face is in black. Oh, let me turn it that way. Cute little face. And I'm going to also make him, while we're on the topic of cowls, I'm going to make him a 3-piece outfit sometime this week that relates to a football color, and then I will get interception points for him for the pigskin party. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with the Saints colors just because I think they match him a little bit better than the Chiefs colors. So at some point this week he will get a black and gold outfit. I'm thinking about doing a hat, a scarf, and boots. So I think that would work for him pretty well. And then today, I haven't been feeling very good, so I haven't left the couch. So I pulled out some yarn that Rachel, who's Love Knots, dyed for me a while back. And I made a honey cowl out of it, and I had some extras. So now I made a fairy cake out of it. I believe fairy cake is a Susan Claudino pattern. I knew she was going to be small, but I was not expecting this small. But it just makes her so much cuter. I mean, she's shorter than my hand, which I think is absolutely adorable. And I need to make her wings, but I mean, I'm calling her an FO today because I just need her wings are itty bitty. And I'm going to go finish those right after I get done recording. But I think she's going to go live at work with me just because I think she's adorable. So that's kind of the uncraziness FOs. Now I'm going to have to reach for a minute so I can try to grab everything over here. And I'm hoping I grabbed everything because I tried to keep it all in a bag. But you know how that goes. So, well, I'll just start because I think I missed one possibly. But anywho, so I was catching up on podcasts this weekend. Like I said, I spent a lot of time on the couch, a lot of time on the heating pad, so Hubs kind of went off and did his thing, and that left me the TV all to myself, so I have watched knitting podcasts nonstop this weekend. I'm almost caught up on all the people that I love to watch. I still have a few that I need to get caught up on, but I watched the latest episode of Caffeinated Knitting. I love Daniela and Allie, and if you haven't watched them, go out and check them out. But they are doing a Hats for Kiddos drive again this year, and so I started whipping up some hats, which I actually think I watched their episode last weekend because then that's when this madness started. So I have started working out on hats, and this is just some Premier yarn, possibly. It's on my project page. I put all the information in there for it. I didn't write show notes today, so we're just winging this. So I have 5 of these hats because they're asking for hats to fit anywhere, I believe, from like 6 months to toddler. So I think one of these is still sitting on the couch, but I have 5 of them, and they're going to be very warm. I crocheted these, and yeah, I did all, these are the hats I started with, so I made all 5 of these hats in one night. And then the madness kept going, and I pulled out some of this crazy purple yarn. It's like all loopy. I was pretty sick of these hats by about my 3rd one, but I kept going. I chose to crochet these again. Probably not the wisest choice because trying to crochet with all those loops, I kept getting my hook stuck. But I did. I powered on, and I have 10 of the purples. So let me see if I can stack them up real quick. I probably should have been doing this while I was talking about them already, but that's okay. We're just gonna keep reaching. So there, I have a number in my head that I'm aiming to reach. And if you want to knit hats for them, go back and watch their latest episode, and they kind of give you all the details about the Hats for Kiddos. But they need all the hats in their hands by November 14th. So here's 10 of the loopy purple hats. So that is 15, 16, that's 18 finished projects this week, y'all. I don't think I've ever had that many, and I don't think I will ever have that many again. Because that was crazy, but I don't know. I get on these whims, and I just kind of go. Which, I have some more hats to whip up for them. And actually, since I'm sitting right here, I have... Oh, I could have told you, the purple is the Red Heart in the Lolly yarn, and the purple was the grape colorway, and this one is watermelon. So I'm gonna make some of the pink hats too. I used 3 skeins of this stuff to make 5 hats, and I used 4 skeins to make 10 of the purple hats. But the purple hats, the purple yarn was on bigger skeins. So I've got 4 of these, so I'm hoping to get another 10 or so hats out of the pink. I think I did say pink the first time. If not, I'm making 10 more pink hats to go with the 10 purple hats. So, I've got that going on. So I know that's kind of projects to come, but I'm also working on a couple other things. I've been in a little bit more of a crochet mood this week. It just kind of comes and goes. And so I have been working on some more Hexie Puffs, which I don't recall how many I had last time I showed you. But I know this is a new one. This is Mad Tosh Lights in the Magic colorway. That is a mini from Mandy Pinecone. And I don't remember... I don't know if you guys have seen Captain America. That's also a Mandy Pinecone. And Mickey. Minnie and Mickey. That's from Mandy Pinecone. And I know you haven't seen this one. I just finished it last night. This was a yarn from Sue that's unknown right now. And I think you may have seen the others. Because I had 4 done and I've added 4. And we were also talking about our little scrappy blankets on the VKN the other night, because it's pretty hilarious, because Lynn was doing Hexie Puffs, Lynn from Two Tangled Skeins, but she was doing hers one side at a time and then she was going to connect them all. So we were the only ones that weren't doing the mitered square blankets. And you know, this weekend, maybe you haven't heard, but it was Rhinebeck. And so a bunch of the girls from the VKN that kind of live closer to that area got to go meet up, which I wish I would have been able to go, but that's okay. We have plans for Stitches Midwest in August of 2016. But Jen from the Uncreative Crafter podcast took her blanket and was there showing the girls her blanket, and she's crazy pants and knitting her squares on a size 0. Well, then everyone else was like, oh, that looks so good, and everyone pretty much restarted their blanket on smaller size needles. Lynn actually started doing a mitered square blanket, so now I'm the only one doing Hexie Puffs, but that's okay. I love my Hexie Puffs, and I'm going to stick with them. But Sarah from the Canadian Knitter, and I think Rachel Lovenot talked about redoing her sizing. I know Sue's kind of been swatching, so it was a little bit funny, and they just talked about it on their last podcast, where they were kind of setting a trend of everyone restarting. Well, Jen kind of started it because she had her awesome size 0 little itty bitty squares, and we've been working on doing some mini skein swaps, which now that I have a couple more pairs of socks done, I actually can make minis to swap now. But Jen's squares are so little, she only uses 1.5 grams per square, so it was kind of funny. So we were talking about that. The other thing I have been working on this week is I finally got my friend Lisa's second sock cast on. And I'm pretty sure I showed you guys her first sock, but if I haven't, I'm enjoying having sock blockers now. So I will put this on here and show you what her first sock looks like. Oh, or maybe not, because I still have yarn shoved in there. So the rest of this ball of yarn is shoved in the sock, but that's her first sock. I did my typical 64 stitch count sock with the Fish Lips Kiss heel. And being that she lives in New York and winter is coming, I wanted to make sure that the leg of her sock was tall enough that she could wear snow boots and she wouldn't have to worry about her sock falling down in her boots. So I made an extra long cuff. So I have that one done, and I have this one cast on. And this one kind of has a little bit of a story to go with it, which is a little bit funny. So I cast on during work this week, and I finished. I didn't really have a whole lot of time during lunch this week, and I forgot my knitting on Friday. So my lunch break, I was bored to death. But Friday night when I got home, I got the ribbing finished, and then I'm like, I'm kind of sick of ribbing. And then I think I went to working on Hexie Puffs. So from here to here, that was all knit on Saturday. So Saturday in this house is college football days. So my Hogs were playing. They were playing in Fayetteville against Auburn. And we were doing decent. We were like up by 14 points before halftime, and then Auburn came back and scored and we were tied. And it was crazy, and like we scored and then they scored like at the very last minute, so we went into overtime. So I'm sitting here knitting away and we hit overtime and I'm like, okay, we still have this, we still got this. We had the ball second, so Auburn came out within 3 plays, had a touchdown, got the extra point. So we're like, okay, well, we have to come back, score a touchdown, get the extra point, or the game's over. So it was a little bit scary. We came back, we did the touchdown, extra point, we're tied again, going into the second overtime. So now this time, since it's college, since Auburn had the ball the first time and we had it second, the second overtime we had the ball first, Auburn had it second. So I'm sitting here and I'm getting nervous and I keep thinking I'm gonna have a heart attack, like staring at the screen. And I keep knitting away and knitting away. And I think because like I was so intent on the game, like I was knitting tighter. And I'm one of those knitters where I use my finger to push because I'm a thrower and I use my finger to push the needle back through. And my finger hurts and I have an indentation and my finger is now peeling because I knit so much and like such craziness during the game. We ended up going into the 4th overtime of college football, but we won, which was pretty fantastic. And I think when we realized that we were going to win, like Randy and I both screamed really loud at the TV, so my neighbors probably think we're crazy, but that's okay because my Hogs won. So yeah, I knit a good, I don't know, 2.5, 3 inches just yesterday watching the football game. So, I mean, at least it got me some good progress, but then I couldn't really knit on socks last night because my finger hurt. So that's when I went into Hexie Puff mode, and I think I made 2 Hexie Puffs last night. And this week I also worked on my Virgie clay, which I don't think y'all will be able to tell at all, but I do, well, you can see a little bit because I now have stitch markers put in. Because last time I talked about this, I had the cast on done, but now I have the first row and stitch markers done. So, ooh, yarn's falling off my lap. So I don't have a whole lot of progress. This is one of the projects that I'm just going to kind of work on as I want to. I'm not going to force myself to get it done. My only timeline I have on this is I want to have it done before Super Bowl because this is a Blitz project for the Down Cellar Studio Pigskin Party that I'm participating in. Because when it's done, I will use over 1,000 yards. And I am, oh, I didn't say when I was here, the Lisa socks are out of Patton's Croy Cascade Colors Effects. And I am working on the Virgie clay with the loose and thread woolite in 4 different colors, which I'll show them to you as I get to them. They're not that important right now. So that is finished projects, future projects, finished, future, and current projects. So the next thing, that's kind of, yeah, that's all that. So the next thing we're going to go to is I got a fabulous package in the mail 2 weeks ago now. I think it was a couple days after I recorded last time. And I knew part of the package was coming, but I didn't know that she had shipped it already, so I totally was not expecting it. So, and I can only show you part of it because, yeah, we'll get to that. But the part that I knew was coming is this awesome panda tote bag. And it's from the Humane Society. And the Humane Society, oh, sorry. A little bit of noise. The Humane Society of Canada, so it's partly in French too, which makes it even cooler. So this is from Tanya, who is awesome, and I know she's squeeing right now because I'm talking about her again. So, we were kind of joking around on the VKN last night that every time a podcaster talks about her, she squeezes a little bit. So I have that from her. She sent me a package of very delicious chocolate cookies, which didn't survive. Yeah, that box is completely toast. She sent me, I sent me these cute little buttons, which I've got to find the best project to work on, but I've got little spools and like little, they kind of look like little skeins of yarn, but they could just be, I don't know. They're cute, and there's a little sewing machine and a needle, and you can see it better from the back, but it's ribbon that's like a ruler that's in a bow. And she also sent me this adorable like little bear keychain that has the maple leaf in his tummy, but I've already taken him to work. So he's hanging up on my bulletin board behind my monitor so I can see him every day. So Tanya and Sue, you're both with me at work every day now. So that's one package. And then the next thing kind of has even a longer story to go with it. So I know last podcast I mentioned that I had recently gotten a new job. And I don't even think I have the words to explain how happy I am to be in a new position, a new job with a new position, and all of that. So I am back to graphic design, which is definitely night and day from where I was. It's where I want to be. It's my passion. It's what I love to do. And it's one of those things that it's like certain things happen and you just know that you're meant to be there. So my coworkers are amazing. My boss is completely laid back. Like it's an amazing atmosphere, and like I actually feel like a member of a team and that I'm actually wanted to be there instead of just like a number. Like it is a corporate environment, but it's very laid back. I can wear jeans to work. It's definitely, it's amazing. Like I honestly am speechless. But I have been so happy this last month. And you know, with medical stuff going on, like so much stress was taken off my shoulders. I was happier all around. And so like pain levels have gone down. I haven't felt as bad. So yeah, it's been amazing. But 2 weeks ago, we had this wellness fair at work. So the company I work for works with different health clubs around the country and in Canada. So of course, you know, health is a main component to the company I work for. So they brought in different vendors, and we could take time during our day just to kind of go up and visit the different vendors and all of that. And each vendor we visited, we got a little stamp on this little card, and then we turned the card in and we got tickets. And they had, I don't know, they probably had a good 10 or 12 like grand prize gift baskets. And you know, it's an incentive to get employees to participate in stuff that the company plans. So I went and I did my part. Oh, excuse me. I went and walked around, got some little swag and got some candy. Well, not candy. I think I got an apple. I did get a piece of chocolate, but then they were also giving out like apples and bananas and that yummy stuff. And they had a Keurig bar, which is fantastic because you walked up and picked out whatever drink you wanted, and there was people there that just did all the stuff for you, and you could walk around with a drink. So I was being good. I got I think it was a lemon peach decaffeinated tea, and it was pretty fantastic. So wellness fair was over, and I had my 12 tickets, so like I went and I put them in the different bowls for possible baskets that I was interested in. And of course, y'all should know me, I put it in the craft basket. They also had a Razorback basket, so I did half in the craft basket, half in the Razorbacks. And they sent out the email of the winning numbers that they drew, and the number was mine. So this thing is really heavy. I'm going to try to show you the whole basket, and then I'll start showing you what's in it. So, I mean, I'm not talking about a small basket. Like, this is a massive, really heavy basket. So, and I have been good. I have kept it all in here because I wanted to show y'all the awesomeness, and then I can get around to putting stuff up and actually being able to use some of this stuff. So we have, I got some yarn, which is, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby. So I have black, gray, and white, which you can't really tell. There we go. So I have 3 skeins of that. My table just kind of looks like craft stuff has puked everywhere. I should come in and clean off because what you guys can't see is like stacked up really tall. So I also got a brown skein of Vanna's Choice Lion Brand yarn. So I think I may use some of this yarn to make hats for kiddos too. We got a really spiffy hot glue gun, which is good because my last hot glue gun died and I hadn't replaced it yet. I got some super glue. I'm just going to keep throwing and making a mess. I got some of the Herpes of the Craft World. I have 4 things of glitter now. Don't really know what I'll use it for, but I have it if I ever need it. Sticking on the glue, I got glue dots. And if y'all haven't used glue dots, you are missing out. These things are amazing. They pretty much explain themselves. They're little dots of glue that when you do scrapbooking or paper crafts, it's just so much easier and cleaner than glue. And then I also got glitter glue, which I have some of that already. And I got some tacky to hang up posters or whatnot, which I'll probably use some of this to decorate behind me in the craft room. And I got a tassel maker. Yeah, I didn't even know these existed until I pulled it out of the box. I got some water paint. Yeah, watercolor paint. Sorry, things falling off the table. My stack's getting too high. And then let's see. We kind of get into the drawing stuff. So I have stencils in 2 different sizes. I have 2-inch letters and 3-inch letters. And let's see. Oh, I meant to show these with the glue. So I have 2 different boxes of Project Life journal cards. Which I did start like Project Life-esque stuff a long time ago, and then it kind of got shoved away, and yeah, yarn became my kind of go-to craft because I can do it laying on the couch and I didn't actually have to come in the craft room and sit at this very uncomfortable chair. So I also got jewelry cutters. So those will be nice when I start making my progress keepers again. And I have embroidered letters, which are pretty nifty. And a pair of scissors. You can never have too many scissors. A box of colored pencils. A sketch pad, which is pretty nifty. I do like to draw and sketch. I haven't drawn in a very long time, but that's pretty nifty. And then like the thing that completely was amazing is I got sketching pencils and 6 water soluble sketching pencils. I never knew that 6 pencils could cost $15 a piece. So you're looking at $30 worth of pencils in my hands right now, which is pretty crazy. And then the awesome thing is it's a 91 piece art set of watercolor pencils, colored pencils, sketch pencils, watercolor cake, some more watercolor paint, a brush, a sharpener, and an eraser. And it's in this fantastic wooden box. And to top it all off, taped to the box was a $50 gift card to Hobby Lobby. That is how I managed to get my other sock blocker. And I got the rest of my floss that I needed, except for 2 colors because Hobby Lobby did not have them, to work on my fantastic panda cross stitch that I'm working on, which I will try to remember. I meant to bring it in this week and I totally forgot, but I will remember to bring it in next time I record and show you probably how crazy I am, but it's okay. I'm giving myself until the time I'm 30 to finish it, so I've got about 3 years. So I should be good on that. But I will show you that later. And then, of course, you know, you guys saw the awesome basket that it came in. Oh, just about smacked myself in the face. Sorry about that. So I think this basket, now that I have taken all my stuff out of it, I'm going to clean up my couch area, and I think this is going to become my whip basket because my husband may have mentioned that my couch looks like an episode of Craft Hoarders. We have a very massive couch, and we have a hard time sitting on it together because, I mean, it's got 3 cushions, but one cushion is stacked with all of my project bags that I'm working, like all my working projects. And this bag is holding my cross stitch stuff. So, but my panda one is too big to fit in there. And I don't have the color box is still on the couch. So it's like between my cross stitch stuff and my knitting and my crocheting, it takes up like 1/3 of the couch. So I'm going to try to be a nice wife and, you know, tidy up a little bit. And then that way I can just keep all my whips in my whip basket and I should be good to go. So I think that's all my stash. It's not quite all the way related to knitting and crocheting, but it is crafting. And I will get good use out of all of it. And my nephew is really into drawing. He's in the 6th grade, so I think he's 12-ish. My sister's probably yelling at me right now because I should know. I think so, because I was about 16-ish when he was born. So maybe he's 11. I don't know. He's around that age somewhere. Elaine, please don't yell at me. It's your job to keep track of your kids' ages. I just spoil him and send him stuff. But I may share some of the drawing stuff with him because he's totally into it and he's getting a super special present for Christmas, which I'm not going to talk about just in case that my sister watches this with her children around. So I've got that. That's on my pretties. So now, yeah, looking at my table, I mean, it is stacked up to here. So maybe one night this week I'll clean off my table, which I really need to because I need to get on my sewing machine. So I'll probably tomorrow after work before the VKN that Love Knots and I host at 6 p.m. Eastern. 6:30? 6:30 East. Let me try that again. At 6:30 Central Time, Love Knots and I host a VKN. So if you want to come join us, I will post a link in the Ravelry group. So come join the Ravelry group and come join us on the VKN. But I'll probably get in here and clean off the table and at least get fabric cut out. I meant to do it today, but this is the first time I've made it off the couch. And like I said, I think it's like 6 o'clock already. So with that, I think I only have one thing left to do. And that is redraw for the 100-member giveaway. Because the previous person that I drew has yet to contact me. And I have given her over a month now. And I stated on the episode she needed to contact me, and then last time I recorded I told her that I was giving her 2 more weeks and I still haven't heard anything, so we are gonna redraw, y'all. So I tried having this pulled up earlier and then the girls kept talking on Facebook, so shouting out to all y'all in the little Facebook group. Y'all keep making my phone buzz while I'm trying to record. So we're gonna pull up the random, not rainbow, random.org, and there are 30 entries, which not technically 30, but there's 30 entries because I don't know how to not chat in my own thread that I say no chatter. So we're gonna do 2 through 30. I'm gonna go that way. 2 through 30, and I think you guys can see that the number that popped up was 22. So now we are going to hop on over to Ravelry and see who number 22 was. I was trying to have this all ready, and then I was just getting ready to get up and hit the play button, and then my sister called. So she was on her way to work, so she had to chat on her drive in. So we're going to go back to that thread, and we're going to see who number 22 is. Which I know for a fact that will be on page 1. Sorry, you can play a little bit of Jeopardy music in your head while I'm scrolling to this. Alright, number 22 is Nitty Turtle 3. And she had just finished some thrum mittens and is working on a shawlette. So, number 22, Nitty Turtle. Come message me on Ravelry and send me your contact information, and I will get you in touch with the 2 people that had donated patterns for part of the prize package. And I did remember to bring that stuff over here, which I have now buried under hats. So we have, the prize is the two Rav patterns that are $5 a piece. We have a set of stitch markers, which are the snagless rings from Sue of the Tangled Skeins CA on Etsy of the Two Tangled Skeins podcast. These are the only stitch markers I use anymore because I absolutely love her stitch markers. You will have your choice. You get to pick one set out of the DPNs that a fabulous viewer sent. So we have bamboo needles you can choose from, which are Clover size 3. They're 5-inch DPNs. There's a set of the square double pointed needles. They're the collage needles, which I haven't personally used them, but I've had some friends use them and they like them. I think they're kind of a needle. You either love them or you hate them. And these are a size 1. And then there's also a set of Knitter's Pride Dreams, and these are a US 3. So you can choose one of these 3 sets. And then there's also a skein of yarn from Love Knots, which it looks fantastic. That's not really doing it. There we go. That's a little bit better coloring. It's pretty awesome. So once again, I will give you 30 days to contact me. Hopefully you'll contact me. If not, 30 days and we'll be drawn again. But I think that kind of brings it to the end of the show. I'm going to go, hopefully can go back to knitting my sock, but my fingers still really hurt, so I may get back to Hexie Puffs. But I think that is everything I have to talk with y'all about. So with that, keep on stitching, y'all.